introduce you to our company. PTX Pentronix is a manufacturer and distributor of equipment for the powder compacting industry worldwide. Our multi-pack presses and related equipment are designed and manufactured using the latest technologies such as CAD, computer-aided design, and CAM, computer-aided machining. While maintaining strict controls over our components, we are able to supply trouble-free equipment, and with our extensive research and development team and facility, we have positioned PTX as an innovative supplier in the powder compacting industry for over 20 years. Please consider a visit to our plant. We're just a 15-minute drive from Detroit Metro Airport. We'll gladly pick you up to tour our facility and see firsthand how we can solve your powder compacting needs.
The PTX Pentronix unique patented multi-pack presses have many applications and are capable of using any number of powder substances. Here are just a few. A complete listing is available and will be provided. Even pore flowing powders can be compacted using a PTX posi head feeder. This feeder was designed specifically for feeding pore flowing powders accurately, thus producing uniform parts. These high-quality parts were produced on multi-pack presses at speeds ranging from 20 to 300 strokes per minute. The complete line of PTX multi-pack presses can be divided into two categories: the sliding anvil-type press or the three-mode-type presses. The sliding anvil-type presses are unique in that the sliding surface of the patented unitized anvil ensures accurate filling of the die cavities, while the three-mode type presses can perform anvil-type pressing, conventional-type pressing, and a combination of both methods, all on one press. Approximately 80% of the small, compacted powder parts today have at least one flat side, which is the only requirement necessary to produce these parts on a multi-pack sliding anvil-type press. The other side can have configurations of up to 3 levels. Frequently, these parts are very thin, as small as 0.003 of an inch, or 76 thousandths of a millimeter, and have one or more holes in them. These parts are made with absolutely no flash or burrs on multi-pack equipment. The multi-pack sliding anvil-type presses range from 4-ton to 35-ton pressing capacity. Anvil pressing offers closer tolerances because there are no upper punches, more accurate parts, lower part spoilage, and is the most economical high-speed method of compacting powder parts. This 2-inch square indented substrate with 225 holes can be produced in the 35-ton press, Multipak 3101, at up to 60 strokes per minute. Although this 2-inch square part is being produced in a single cavity, many smaller parts are made with multi-cavities at a much higher rate. Let's take a closer look at the function and tooling in an anvil press. The tooling used here is a multiple action to produce the indent in the substrate. The first function is to fill the cavity. The punch is essentially flush with the top of the die plate until the powder feeder is moved over the cavities. The punches then drop to a preset fill depth, which is adjustable while the press is running. With powder feeder over die cavities, fill is accomplished by rapid shaking of the powder, partial vacuum, and gravity as the punches drop downward into fill. This is the press position. The positioner plate, which carries the unitized anvil with powder feeder, anvil, and vacuum pickup, is indexed one position to slide the anvil over the cavities. The anvil is held down by a clamp from above, and the punches rise from fill to predetermined press height. Then, for eject, the pressing force is relieved, and the plate positioner indexes one more step to bring in the vacuum pickup over the cavities. At this time, the punches push the compacted parts out of the die cavities, and a flow of air holds them in the vacuum pickup pockets or flat against the vacuum pickup insert until the next fill cycle. Once the parts have been ejected, they are discharged onto a conveyor, or at times through a tube into a container, depending on the application and press model. Notice that the operator does not have to put his hands into the point of operation area at any time. The powder feeder, anvil, and vacuum pickup are tipped up here to show the surfaces that in operation are on the die plate surface. The lower punch or punches press the powder upward against a precision anvil surface. To ensure long life and accurate filling of the die cavity, the sliding surface of the unitized anvil and the top of the die plate are tungsten carbide, also known as hard metal. This shows how all motion is derived from one main shaft. All up and down motion of the punches and the oscillation motion of the powder feeder, anvil, and vacuum pickup. There is no timing to adjust and no timing to get out of adjustment. Precision cams, followers, and bearings throughout allow tighter tolerances for overall precise repeatability. All parts are interchangeable. No hand fitting or scraping is performed, thus minimizing the maintenance and spare parts problems. These parts were created on the same press. PTX has developed the world's most versatile powder compacting press, the 3-mode press. Mode 1 is anvil type pressing. Notice that all of these parts are flat on one side. Mode 2 is conventional type pressing, opposed ram pressing to create parts with multi-levels on both sides. Mode 3 is combined anvil and opposed ram pressing for the pressing of balls, crowned parts, and other shapes difficult or impossible to press any other way with virtually no flash. Multipak 3-mode presses range from 6-ton to 35-ton pressing capacity. With a 3-mode press, you receive the precision of anvil pressing and the multi-level capability of conventional pressing to create complex parts at up to 80 strokes per minute. The simplest, least expensive way to press a part like this is by anvil pressing, as previously explained, except the upper ram comes down to preload the anvil against the die plate, and the lower punches rise to compact the powder against the anvil. Anvil pressing requires lower punches only, which means approximately 25% lower initial tool costs, reduced setup time, and approximately 50% lower tool maintenance costs. These parts cannot be made by anvil pressing. They may have configurations on both sides and can only be made using upper and lower punch pressing. Our 3-mode press is also a conventional press with both upper and lower punches. This second mode of the press compacts within the die simultaneously by upper and lower punches. Conversion of the press from one mode to another is simple and quick. This third group of parts illustrate the third mode of the press. They were made by combining the first two modes, compacting by simultaneous use of upper punches, lower punches, and the anvil. For making certain parts, this has an exciting advantage. Here is what we mean. For example, this insert has a positive rake, has a chip breaker groove, and has a flat edge outside the groove. The edge is absolutely sharp, and there is no flash. It needs virtually no grinding. To make such a part, the die is filled conventionally, the anvil is positioned over the die, and the upper punch comes down through a hole in the anvil. The upper punch is the same size as the top surface of the cutter. So when the upper punch comes through the opening in the anvil, it is stopped by the anvil just before entering the die. When the lower punch raises to press the powder, the upper punch forms the top surface of the cutter without entering the die, so you get a sharp edge part with little or no grinding. The part is ejected in a vacuum pickup and discharged onto a conveyor. Notice that the operator does not have to put his hands into the point of operation area at any time. You should also note here that a Pentronix multi-loader automatic loader option is available. This automatic loading is electro-pneumatic, and it places the parts onto sintering discs, trays, or boats without handling. This increases your yield considerably because all handling damage to delicate parts is completely eliminated. A video of the multi-loader is available. Let's look at some of the tool sets for the three-mode presses. The tool set, which carries the core rods and lower punches, is modular and the same for all three operating modes of the press. The tool sets for the second and third mode using an upper punch are also modular and the same. Tool assembly is done offline and changeover in the press is simple. Downtime for changeover is cut to 5 to 10 minutes, depending on press model and tooling configuration. Multipak presses are entirely mechanical, and adjustments for part thickness and weight control are made from the front of the press while the press is running or stopped. This fill adjustment establishes the weight of compacted parts. This adjustment establishes thickness of compacted parts. All Multipak press speeds are adjustable while the press is running. The Multipak 3102 press speed is controlled here. All of the presses are automatically lubricated. The automatic system lubricates the presses with the correct preset amount of lubricant to each bearing. In addition to the optional posi head feeder, Pentronix offers a production load monitor and a force meter to aid production control. Here at our plant, prospects see how Multipak presses, multi-loaders, and related equipment work and get answers to specific questions. They discuss their own applications with our tooling engineers. Each press installation is backed by factory training of your personnel, worldwide service, and 24-hour emergency shipment of spare parts from the PTX factory. A complete service manual on the three-mode presses is provided, covering operation, maintenance, troubleshooting, and spare parts. Your Pentronix representative will give you this brochure and other literature with all specifications and charts to help you consider press size, dies, number of cavities, and all of the factors for your operation.